Hello, 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 and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream happening every Thursday. But I did miss last week, but I have a really good reason why. So, this is the Good Vibes Lifestyle. I'm your host, Leslie Klein, and this is where we learn how to raise our vibration and thrive together. So, happy Juneteenth. Did you know that June 19th is a U.S. federal holiday that celebrates the end of slavery in the United States? And on this Juneteenth, we reflect on the importance of freedom, of healing, and unity as we continue to create a more conscious and compassionate world. So, this last week has been one of the hardest weeks of my life, to be honest. And I'm still processing it. So, which is why I didn't have a show last week and I didn't do it yesterday because I just still am processing what happened. So, what happened? A week ago, Wednesday, my husband fainted and he had shortness of breath after walking just 10 steps. We did take him to the emergency room, and they thought it was a heart attack because his tropopin troponin levels, which is a heart enzyme, was high. And I'm in the ER looking up ChatGPT, putting in his symptoms and learning about all this on the fly. They thought it was heart attack, and one of the things on the list is that it could have been a pulmonary embolism. So, to make the story shorter, the next day, the daytime doctor did a CT scan and found that he had a pulmonary embolism, which is a blood clot in the lungs, and it was fairly big, and this is why he was having a hard time breathing. So as soon as I figured that out, he was on the helicopter, taken to the closest hospital, which is 2 hours away, Chattanooga. And thankfully, gratefully, he had the surgery done. They sucked out the blood clot, and he's recovering just fine. So it was a tough week going through 3 days at the hospital, basically no sleep for him, no sleep for me, and just contacting family and friends, letting them know what was happening. It was just a very stressful time, and I really utilized my tips to raise my vibration, my support system, both on a human level and also a spiritual level. And we made it through. So I'm just very, very grateful, but actually still very tired. And I think I'm just starting to emotionally recover from this trauma that happened this last week. So that's what happened. And but gratefully, thankfully, he's doing well, and he'll be okay. So that's what happened, and that's why I didn't have the show yesterday or last week. And I what I do realize is that connection, community, and raising our vibration isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up especially when life gets difficult. And so that's why I'm here today, because this is really important to me to share with you ways to raise our vibration and just to living the good vibes lifestyle, that even when the most hardest things happen, we can still make it. And it's like when things are calm and we learn these techniques and stuff, then we have them available to use when we have an emergency situation, which I hope you never have to go through. But um, if you do, know that there is light at the end of the tunnel and you'll make it through. You just got to stay positive and lean on your friends and lean on your spiritual helpers as well. So let's talk about the astrology of what's going on with the sun and the moon and all the planets. So the sun is in the sign of Gemini right now, but enters the sign of Cancer on Sunday, June 21st, which is also the summer solstice. We're right smack dab in the middle of this year. And just like the sun has, the moon has a full moon in a new moon, the sun also has a solar cycle. So what would be similar to a new moon or new sun would be the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, and the kind of full moon to the sun would be the summer solstice. This is when the energy of the sun is at its full capacity. And let me just say that put this up there. Gracie saying hi. Hi, Gracie. Good to see you. And yes, if you are watching, you can comment from wherever you're watching. Please comment throughout the show, ask questions, comment, whatever you would like to do to engage with me, because it's not just a one-way street. I'm sharing information, but I want to hear feedback too. So, Sun entered Cancer this Sunday, and it's the summer solstice. So, the energy we're still in because we're in Gemini, is Gemini, which is an air sign. It's the twins. And Gemini asks, what am I learning? What information do I need? What new perspective is emerging? And we're shifting from that energy and those questions to Cancer, the sign of Cancer, which asks the question, what truly matters? Where do I belong? What nourishes my heart? How can I care for myself and those I love? So the qualities of Cancer, Sun in Cancer, are these here. It's Cancer is nurturing, it's intuitive, it's compassionate, protective, emotionally aware, also emotionally intelligent, loyal, and family oriented. These are some of the more positive qualities of the sign of Cancer. And so we're in this season of Cancer with the sun being in Cancer until a month from now in July. And so this is the energy that we're shifting into. Now, let's talk about the moon. So, we're in a waxing moon phase because we had a new moon just a few days ago on the 15th of June in the sign of Gemini as well. And we're going to have a full moon on July 1st. So, I always like to mark these in my calendar when the new moons and full moons are, because those times are kind of key. And the transition from new moon to full moon, it's the energy is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So this is a time to plant seeds and nurture them and grow them to have the abundance and the harvest around the full moon. Then after that's integration of what you've harvested. So we're in this waxing, building energy of the moon as we go from this new moon. So we're, I think, the first quarter right now. And so this is, something to watch, because the moon does affect our tides and our emotions. We're like 90% water, just like the earth. The sun, I mean, the moon has impact on the tides. It also impacts us, on a physical level and a spiritual level as well. So, but the big news is that we've got the summer solstice, as I said, and the summer solstice is one of the most powerful energetic turning points of the year. It marks the longest day and the shortest night, and this is in the northern hemisphere. Of course, the southern hemisphere, it's opposite. So it'd be more like they're like a winter solstice to them. It's just opposite. Um, so and this happens when the sun is entering the sign of Cancer. So, this is a time of renewal and rebirth, abundance and growth, spiritual illumination, gratitude for life's blessings, connection with nature, and setting intentions for the second half of the year. This is a great time to kind of reevaluate what have I accomplished these last 6 months? Where have I been? What have I learned? How have I grown? Where am I at as far as the goals that I set maybe in January? And now it's kind of like that time to regroup and prepare for the next, the rest of the year, the next half of the year. Um, so, let's see, being that it's the peak of solar energy, it asks us, the sun is asking us, what am I illuminating in my life? Just as the sun reaches its greatest strength, we're invited to recognize our own inner light, our own gifts, and our purpose. So, this is a really special time this weekend. And, it's traditionally seen as the start of summer, but it's so much more because of this power, this window that we have with the solar power, this energy from the sun that we get, because we're light beings and we are influenced by the photons that come from the sun. We receive energy, we receive light codes, we receive, um, evolution, I think, from that. So I do want to share with you that the Monroe Institute is doing something special. So let me get this on the screen. The Monroe Institute. Here we go. Gotta remove this. There we go. Come on, add to stage. There we go. So they are having a Summer Solstice Summit this weekend. It's free, and you could just go to this page. I'll put the link in the bottom here, a shorter link than what they have here. And so this is the Summer Solstice Summit it's called Awaken Your Inner Light. And this is from the 20th to the 21st. So it's Saturday and Sunday. And all these people are going to be speaking. You may recognize some of them. So this is a global gathering to explore and expand consciousness this summer solstice. And let's see. Here are the summit speakers: Greg Braden, which you probably know of him, Anita Morjani, Kyle Cease, Michael B. Beckwith, Alan Evans, Brian Scott, Dr. Sue Morter, Kyle Boyd, Howard Martin, Dr. JJ, and Desiree Hertek, Reverend Sonny Cottrell Smith, and Paul Citarella. So check this out. I plan on attending. I don't know how much I can attend because I've got some things happening this weekend. But the Monroe Institute is all about meditation and journaling, remote viewing, all the parts of like meditation and out of body experiences and this kind of thing. Monroe Institute is in Virginia, and it's just a very well known and highly regarded institute. So I wanted to share that with you and let you know. Let me give you the website here. So it's tinyurl.com/capital GVTV Monroe Summer. And so you will be able to get sign up for free and get what you can out of it. I always love learning, so this is a great way to, continue our learning. So let's switch from the Monroe Institute here and talk about UFO and UAP news. What is going on? So as above, so below, and this UAP disclosure movement is continuing. Lots of things happening. Of course, Steven Spielberg's movie Disclosure Day came out on the 12th of June. So it's only been out a week so far. It's hit, I forget how many tickets it sold, but a lot for that first weekend. I got to see it this past Sunday, and I want to see it again. I'm not going to talk about it now because I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't watched it, but maybe sometime we'll be able to talk about that. Actually, hello, Nancy Thomas. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. What else I want to let you know about UAP disclosure? So the big news last Friday was that the Pentagon released another tranche of UAP files. This is the third one. So we've had 3 official file releases from its war.gov. If you want to see it, just go to war.gov/UFO. They have had, I think, over 1 billion clicks on the site when they first put it out. I'm not sure how many are there, how many clicks it's gotten, but there's a lot of interest in these UFO files. And so the first drop was on May 8th, and they had another one on the 22nd, and then June 12th, which is when the Disclosure Day film released, they had their third drop. And, the US government isn't the only government that's putting out information about UAP. The Brazilian government also has too, and you can go to this Brazilian UFOarchive.com website to see what they've got. And I do want to talk a little, and Japan also is releasing information. So there's a call across the world to all countries for their governments to start releasing this information. So it's happening. Now, one thing that our government did was launch this aliens.gov website, which this came from the White House, and a lot of people are not happy about it, including myself, because they're confusing the UFO UAP issue with immigration and confusing it, and it's just not good. And because of this, there is a group called the United Experiencers Initiative that actually, in response to this aliens.gov um, website, have put together a petition. It's called, and let me share it with you. Uh, it's on change.org. And let me share this with you. I'm going to take this off here. Um, change.org. Okay, that's the right one. So this change.org, we've got 124 signatures so far. And basically it's saying, change the aliens.gov website, that this is bigger than politics and that disclosure matters. To me, I think they just need to shut the site down completely. But this is, I guess, a nicer way of saying it. And so you can go to this website if you agree and would like to sign the petition. I've used change.org for many activism type things that I've been involved with, and it works. So, but it's a matter of getting word out to people to sign it. So please do, if you feel led, to tinyurl.com/capital GVTV Alien Gov petition is the website for that. So, as the UEI, United Experiencers Initiative, continues to push for clarity and accountability in the real world disclosure conversation, we also have Congress and the Congressional UAP caucus, along with whistleblower David Grush, that had a press conference on the Capitol steps on June 9th. Um, so they didn't really provide new evidence, but they did reinforce the ongoing whistleblower claims and highlighted continued calls from advocates and lawmakers for greater transparency in congressional action. They actually, and you can watch the YouTube replay of the press conference, but they're really were making the call to the White House to put to get disclosure happening, not just more than just an executive order. They're really pushing it. So let's see here. You missed everything. So at these names, he says, you missed everything. A UFO took off in Moscow, Russia yesterday. And actually, I think you're referring to there was a refinery that blew up, and part of it looked kind of like a UFO, that part of the building, I guess, blew off. But yeah, so that wasn't a UFO. That was just war happening, which I'm totally against. And one day, maybe, I just feel like war needs to be outlawed across the world. It should not even be an option. Diplomacy until they figure it out. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, the Spielberg movie came out on the 12th. And so a lot of people were kind of looking to that movie to help with this whole disclosure conversation. And because of this, Citizens for Disclosure, which is an arm of the New Paradigm Institute, Danny Sheehan is actually doing some Sunday Q&A Zoom calls and to talk about the ontological shock that people may be experiencing from watching the movie. Because Spielberg says, even though this is a fiction story, it's all based on real facts that he's learned from the government, from the defense contractors, from the people in the UFO community. So everything in the movie was based on fact. And that's why people may have experienced ontological shock. Well, what is that? Well, it's a psychological impact that can occur when deeply held assumptions about reality are challenged. So people who watch this movie who thought that, oh, ET is cute and all, but is not real, we are, the government has already said they've retrieved UFO craft and bodies and have been communicating with these species, and that there are several species. One government official, an astrophysicist, Eric Davis, said that there are 4 at least. I've heard that there are many more than that. So this is a big issue that we're all going to be needing to face at one point or another. And so Danny Sheehan, and let me give you the link for this. He's going to be doing this Q&A series. He had it last Sunday, but we've got 3 more Sundays to go. It's at 3 o'clock every Sunday for the next 3 Sundays. And you can sign up by going to https://ufos.pro/Sunday series. So I will put that in the description as well. You can also go to the New Paradigm Institute and sign up there to become a member, or just sign up for their newsletter. They have been taking on many kind of actions, and I have been one of the volunteers that has helped, from Florida. So, oh, great. So Olivia's here. So Olivia's part of the Citizens for Disclosure, and she says, excellent. I will be there hosting tomorrow's event. Look forward to meeting all of you there. So yes, I hope that you do join us because it's a Q&A, so you can ask questions. And I think there were 190 questions last Sunday. So we've got 3 more times, to meet about in this particular situation. And if you're in Florida, at the Imagine Museum in St. Petersburg, you can actually watch the Q&A with Danny in person with other people and ask questions there and have a discussion with the local people in Florida in St. Petersburg. So check that out. And one of the things that the New Paradigm Institute and Citizens for Disclosure have, what we've been working on, is this UAP transparency pledge campaign, where we're asking our Congress people, all of them, to sign this pledge for UAP transparency, which means protecting whistleblowers, getting the information out, and you can actually help. Right now, you don't even have to sign up to become a member of the Citizens for Disclosure. You can just help by going to this tinyurl.com/capital GVTV transparency. This will take you to a page on the New Paradigm Institute website where you can fill out your information. It figures out who your senators and representatives are, writes the letter, and sends it. So it makes it so easy, like in less than 2 minutes, you can help with this cause to press our Congress people to get transparency happening. It's so important. And the other big thing that's coming up in, I think, a week or so, it's on the 25th, is that there is this forum, and let me pull this up. This is bring it up here, disclosure forum that's going to be happening in 5 days. You can register for free. You can go in person, but they will be live streaming it. And I am hoping to maybe possibly restream it. So this is happening on, where is it? I think it's June 25th. Why don't they have it, the date? It's actually being held at the Russell Senate office building, but it will be streamed. So, the program goes from 9 to 4:30. And these are the people that are the featured speakers: Tim Burchett, Christopher Mellon, Mike Rounds, Kirsten Gillibrand, and of course, our favorite, Anna Paulina Luna, and also Eric Burleson. So check this out. This is going to be very, and Suhas Subramaniam. So these are all representatives that are working, that are part of the UAP caucus, I would say. And Avi Loeb is going to be there, and Hal Putoff, Mike Gold, so many others. So you can just go to this website, and I know I was reading about, here's the program of when people are speaking, and, it's about, I would say it'll be the latest information regarding UAP disclosure from the government perspective. So check it out, and I may be restreaming it depending on if I can get the link to it and all. So just go to https://forum.disclosure.org to get to that website. All right, and finally, I do want to share with you that Galactic Good Vibes is a series that I've been working on where I interview experiencers. So I'm into the third episode with Natalie Hill, who is the CEO of the UEI, United Experiencers Initiative, the one that's holding that, or sponsoring that um, petition with change.org. And so check out part 1 and 2 are available, and you can just go to this website to see it directly, or just go to the YouTube channel for Good Vibes TV and you'll see it. I'm still working on part 3, and then I'll put all the parts together. It'll be one full long episode. But her story is so interesting. Not only is she an experiencer, she says that she's a type 2 hybrid, and that she's got 10 hybrid children that are up in ships. And they are here. There's a whole hybridization program. There's several of them, and the one that she's particularly in has to do with her children will come down to the earth when the frequency is more compatible to them, because they're very sensitive, and they will be here to help us create the new earth. So it's very interesting stuff. And I think that's one reason I was kind of disappointed with the Disclosure Day movie with Steven Spielberg, because my mind has been so blown away by all of this information. I mean, the hybrid stuff. So I guess I was expecting a big reveal or something new that I didn't know in the movie, and it's not. But for someone who hasn't been, researching this and learning about this information, it's probably they might get more out of the movie, because it's more of an introduction to this whole concept that they are ETs. And then there's more. So what does that mean? There's a whole lot more that means, that we're not alone, and that we are part of a galactic community. So we're in exciting times. So check out Natalie's latest, and hopefully in the next few days I will have her third part done, and it will be done eventually. So, all right. So now that we've talked about the major news that I have for you, let's one a new segment that I've included in the show since the beginning of the year is to include a little guided meditation, because I feel with everything happening in the world, it's so important for us to really kind of go within, because that's where all the answers are, and you know, find our answers, get centered, because the world's going to be in chaos and it's going to get crazier and crazier. But it's important for all of us to stay centered, to stay grounded, to stay connected to our higher power, our higher selves, our spirit. And the way we do that is through meditation. It's one of the major ways to do that. So I want to guide you in one short 24-minute meditation. If you are driving or preparing the equipment, do not do this now. Please watch the replay and you can do this. So this is actually called the Summer Solstice Guided Meditation for the Summer Solstice Alignment. So take a deep breath, a deep, slow breath in, and gently exhale. Again, breathing in through your nose and slowly releasing. Allow your shoulders to soften. Relax your jaw. Let your body settle into this moment. And as you continue breathing naturally, imagine yourself standing in a beautiful meadow at sunrise on the summer solstice. The air is warm and peaceful. The earth beneath your feet feels steady and supportive. In the distance, the sun begins to rise above the horizon. With each passing moment, its golden light grows brighter. As the first rays of sunlight reach you, Imagine this light filling every cell of your body, a warm, golden light, a healing light, a loving light. This is the light of life itself, the same light that nourishes the earth, the same light that lives within you. As you stand in this radiant glow, bring your awareness to your heart. Place your hand over your heart if that feels comfortable. Feel your heartbeat, a reminder that you are here. A reminder that life is flowing through you right now. Take a moment to reflect on the journey of the past several months, the joys, the challenges, the lessons, the unexpected turns. Without judgment, simply acknowledge that all that has brought you to this moment. Now silently say to yourself, I honor my journey. I honor my growth. I honor my strength. I honor my heart. Feel the truth of those words. The summer solstice is a celebration of light, not because life is perfect, but because even in the difficult moments, the light remains. Think of a challenge you have faced recently, perhaps one you are still moving through. Rather than resisting it, imagine surrounding it with this golden solstice light. Allow the light to bring understanding, compassion, peace, trust. Now bring these things to mind. Now bring to mind 3 things that you are grateful for. They may be people, experiences, simple blessings. Take a moment to truly feel your gratitude. Let it expand throughout your heart, through your chest, through your entire body. Imagine this gratitude becoming a brilliant golden sun within your heart. With every breath, it grows brighter. And as it grows, it naturally radiates outward. First filling the room around you, then your home, your community, your state, your country, and finally, the entire planet. See millions of points of light joining together across the earth. A beautiful network of love, compassion, healing, and hope. Know that every kind thought matters. Every act of love matters. Every choice to bring more light into the world matters. As we move into Cancer season, may we nurture ourselves. May we cherish those we love. May we create greater peace within our hearts. And may we remember that even during life's unexpected challenges, we carry a light that can never be extinguished. Take one final deep breath in. Feel gratitude for this moment and slowly exhale. When you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and toes and bring your awareness back to the room. And carry the solstice light with you throughout the days ahead. And so it is. So, how was that for you? Hopefully, it was a good meditation. And as we get into this, space, it's a great time to do a spread of the week. But I'm going to shorten it up this time. And I'm using this deck called Trust Your Vibes. And this is by Sonia Choquette. And I'm just going to pick one card for today. Just ask Spirit for one message for today that we can all take with us into this weekend. And let's see what we get. Okay. This is called Connect with Your Divine Teachers. So it's number 21. Let me read the message here. Connect with your divine teachers. We are all souls on an earthly journey, here to learn, to live, and create at the highest divine frequency, one that mirrors our true spiritual nature. We have divine teachers overlooking our lives and helping us grow at every turn. You are on a steep learning curve and are advised to ask your divine teachers to step in and guide you through these challenging but exciting times. Be aware of their presence, offering advice, protection, and support. They may advise you to change in ways that may be unfamiliar or uncomfortable. Be mindful of their encouragement to grow by doing something different. They want you to see the bigger picture in life and let the small stuff go. Your divine teachers are helping you to reach a new understanding of yourself and others. An enlightened perspective will ease your struggles and amplify creativity in every way. Follow your intuitive impulses, especially those encouraging you to try new things and venture beyond your comfort zone. You are protected, so there is no need to overly be cautious. You are safe. Your divine teachers have your back. So, hopefully, that is something that spoke to you and you got a message from. And now we are ready for our tip of the week to raise our vibration as we close down the show with this. And so the last time we were together, the tip was to look up in awe and wonder. And this is when I invited you to take at least 10 minutes a day under the open sky with no phone, no distractions, just you and the cosmos. And so, as conversations about disclosure continue to unfold, remember that one of the most powerful ways to raise your vibration isn't searching for answers, it's reconnecting with a sense of wonder and awe. So, look at the moon, look at the stars, watch the clouds drift by. Allow yourself to feel the awe of being alive in this extraordinary universe. Wonder is a high vibrational state, and sometimes the greatest insights arrive when we are simply present. So that was the last tip of the week. But this week's tip of the week to raise your vibration is to practice micro moments of gratitude. So most people think that gratitude requires sitting down with a journal and writing out pages of affirmations. But this week, instead, notice the ordinary moments that you usually overlook. The sound of a loved one's voice, a hug, a comfortable bed, a good cup of tea or coffee, a beautiful sunset, a text from a friend, a deep breath. Pause for 10 seconds and truly appreciate it, whatever it is. Research on psychology, positive psychology, and heart coherence suggests that genuine feelings of appreciation can quickly shift our emotional state and physiological response. The key is not the length of time that we're doing it, but the quality intensity of that feeling of gratitude. So, as we approach the longest day of the year, spend a few minutes each day consciously looking for the light, not what's wrong, not what's missing, but what's beautiful, what's working, and what's worthy of appreciation. Because remember, where attention grows, energy flows. All right, my friends. So if you enjoyed this episode, please, there we go, like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Thank you so much for joining us today and on this Juneteenth and this powerful weekend that we have coming. May you be blessed in every way, and I will see you next week. Peace out, everyone.